Hi, welcome back to our channel. Hi, welcome back to my channel. So today I'm shooting a video and I've procrastinated for a good time. But I'm sorry, after I was early. But as you know by the title, it's a Q&A video. I posted something on my story and then got questions in my DM, in the comments, here and there. So I think most of the questions are about mountaineering and traveling, but I will try and answer all of them. To begin with, I think I have a few questions that are like an introduction. And since this is my first sit down video, I'll answer those first very quickly. There are questions like what school were you in? I was in EBS International in Delhi. I am born and brought up in Delhi. Which stream did you choose? I had PCM and I finished school this year. I gave my boards in March 2021. For those of you asking, I was not studying under CBSE. What are your plans for college? I got into university in Lithuania and Europe, but I decided to take a gap year only because of the recent situation, because of COVID. So I'll be going to the same college next year, September. I think the questions after this are all about mountaineering and traveling. So yeah, let's get into that. The first question, most common question I was asked was, how did you convince your parents to solo travel? Honestly, I think my parents were not fully convinced even to my first solo trip, which was to Dharamshala. It took me 3 years. I started talking to them about this when I was 15, and then it took 3 years to book my first trip after giving my 12th exams. Um, how did I convince them? I had to show them that I am responsible to handle myself, and if not only handle myself but handle if something goes wrong, if there's a situation. Um, I had to prove it to them, and I also started traveling alone in my city only, like when I was 15 or maybe 16. So it's slowly and gradually made them trust me, and I had to make a lot of promises. And when I was there, I got like a call or messages every hour, and I had to text them where I'm at, what I'm doing, what I'm eating, and stuff like that. It was very hectic, and I mean, I understand if your parents are not happy right now. It's completely justified because they're worried about you. The next question is, how did you gain interest in mountaineering? That's another very common question. I think 3 years ago from today, I went on a very small trip, not even a trek, like a hike, and it was about 2 or 3 hours long, and that's when I was that's when I realized I'm very fascinated by this, and it's really exciting for me. And I started reading books and watching movies and doing my research and following people on Instagram and watching YouTube videos about mountaineering and people in the mountaineering community. And I did not realize it until the time I turned 17 that I can actually do this professionally and do this my whole life. And I took the decision this year when I turned, actually last year when I turned 18 in December, that I want to do this for the rest of my life and make a living out of it. So yeah. Question is, how did you start traveling solo? I think I answered this in the first part only. I started as soon as I turned 18. Just I looked for a location somewhere in the mountains, obviously, and a place that I could easily access, which is why I chose Dharamshala, because I just had to take a flight from Delhi to Dharamshala. Um, and honestly, it did not take me a lot of time to do my research and stuff like that, because I'd been planning it for months and months. So it was all ready in my head. I just had to go ahead and make the bookings. But if you want me to make a video on how I actually do my research and plan stuff and not raise, but like sort of manage my funds, then I would love to do that. So have you been to in India solo? I have only been to places in the mountains. I recently went to Manali and Kasol. I have been to Dharamshala, McLeodganj, Beer, Shimla, and Kasol, 7 places. And I plan to go to Spiti Valley next on a trek, and I will tell you guys about that very soon. Course have you done for mountaineering and why? I actually registered for BMC in the month of May this year, but it got cancelled because of COVID. So now I think I'll be going in October. For those of you who don't know, mountaineering has two different courses: basic mountaineering course and advanced. I think there are 5 institutes in India that provide these courses, and they're obviously ranked at different levels. But I think all 5 of them do the job. They're amazing. I am going to QnA for my basic mountaineering course. Okay, moving on. What's your goal in mountaineering? I have a lot of goals, but for the next 2 to 3 years, I think it's to finish BMC and AMC. Obviously, to gain a lot more knowledge, train myself, and then to eventually attempt my first 8,000-meter mountain, hopefully. And in between, of course, I want to climb a lot of 5,000, 6,000 meter mountains. I want to attempt Trishul in Uttarakhand, which is a 7,000 meter mountain. So yeah, I think that's pretty much it. Alright, so the next question is a great question actually. How can I start solo trekking? See, for a beginner, I think it's the best to book with a company where you have guides and experts who can help you go on a trek safely. And you can also learn a lot from them while you're there. And once you think you have a good amount of experience, let's say in 8 or 10 months, 8 to 10 months, that's when you can start going on treks all by yourself, which means you carry your food and you carry your camps, our tents, and you carry all the essentials that you need along with your rucksack. That is the real deal. That's like really difficult because there are no experts to help you out, and yeah, that's when you can start solo trekking. Okay, the next question is top 5 places you want to travel to. In the world, I don't think I can possibly list them, but in India, I want to go to Beer. I've already been to Beer once, but I want to go there again to do a paragliding course. I want to go to Andaman. I want to go to Kashmir and learn skiing. Fun fact about me, I know how to ski, but only on a very basic level. So I want to go there and learn with a professional. I want to go on a trek to Spiti Valley, which I am now. And I want to go to somewhere in the northeast, anywhere would do. And this is the 6th one, but I really want to go somewhere in Karnataka and learn surfing. So yeah. So the next question is about my recent trek. Where did you start the Sabas trek from? We started from Kasol, and on the first day we reached the Grahan village. But if you want to have a look at the full journey, you can look at my previous vlog after this video though. Okay, the next question is expenses. What are the approximate expenses after your single trip? This is a very vague question because it depends where I'm going. Personally, because I've only traveled to the mountains, if I'm not on a trek, it costs anywhere between 25 to 30,000. And if I'm on a trek, then the cost increases by 10 or 15,000 because of the amount I have to pay for the trek. The next question is how do you poop on a trek? I was asked this question a lot. It actually depends. If we're somewhere near a campsite, then we have tents specially allotted for cleaning and all of that. And it's very difficult. On a recent trek, I made a few friends, and all of us made a pact that nobody's going to eat at least 5-6 hours before sleeping, so we don't have to get up at night because it's very scary and it's very difficult. But that's not healthy. Please don't do it. We're fools. It's very difficult. Honestly, it's very difficult. You have camps and tents for that stuff, but it's not easy. So yeah, and please try and carry like sprays or something like that to keep yourself clean and maintain the hygiene. And while we were on a trek, I think everybody in the group was helping each other out by going on trips together to the washroom because they were quite far from where our camps were, and especially at night or early morning when we had the summit, it was very scary to go there alone because it was completely dark and snowfall, and most of us, you know, were pretty scared. So yeah, but very difficult. Would not recommend. Next question is, how tough is trekking for a person going for the first time? It honestly depends on your fitness level. If you work out, if you're a sports person, if you've been active. Um, Honestly, trekking has three different levels: easy, moderate, and difficult. And if you're going on a trek which is anywhere between easy to moderate, I think you're good to go. Even if you don't work out, it won't be the end of the world. But one advice that everybody gives before you leave on a trek is at least 15 to 20 days prior, start being a little active. Go for a run every day, or go up and down the stairs multiple times if you have access to stairs. Because when you're up there, even the conditions are very harsh, and you never know what can go wrong. So you should be at your best, if not best, at a good fitness level. What's your bucket list? Honestly, my bucket list is very huge, but I can tell you a few things that I plan to do in the coming years. I want to learn skydiving. I really want to. Then I want to learn scuba diving, like I told you guys. I want to get certified in paragliding and, of course, skiing. Then when I'm traveling, I want to try hitchhiking and couch surfing. If you don't know what these two things are, please go Google. You will be disappointed. And I really, this sounds very weird, but I really want to go to North Korea. I will be taking my first solo trip abroad in August. I'm going to South Korea, and it's a dream to visit North Korea. I think I've already answered the next question. It's what is the future country you want to travel to? I am going to South Korea and then North Korea, and also somewhere in the Middle East. Before or after that, I'm very fascinated by the Middle East. So yeah. The next question is actually my favorite question. Uh, what's your best solo travel experience? I think I have two. One from my recent trek, and one when I was in Beer. The first one from Beer is when I went paragliding. So I never had the plan to go to Beer in the first place. I heard about the place, I think, 1.5 years ago. My friend, who's also a traveler, told me that if I ever go on a solo trip on my own, the first one should be to Beer. And while I was in Dharamshala, this driver told me that it's 2 hours away and he can take me there the next day. And if you don't know, Beer is the world's second best place to go paragliding. So of course I couldn't miss on the opportunity. So it was a very random plan. I woke up at 7 a.m., left by 9, and we were there around 11. And as soon as I reached Beer, I first went for my to go paragliding, and we started at the base, and I sat in this open jeep with the company, and I think we were in the jeep for about 20 minutes. So it was a 20 minutes ride up this mountain, and not a mountain, actually a hill. But it was really chilly, but also so beautiful because you were going really fast, and it was a very rocky road. And I was the only one sitting at the back, and I could feel the weather getting really chilly. And when we reached the top, I saw so many people paragliding. Some of them were going with an instructor, some of them were doing the course that I want to and going on their own, flying on their own, and it was really beautiful. I was flying with an instructor, so he told me to have a look at other people who were, going to go and observe how I'm supposed to start. And then it was my turn, I think 5 minutes later. And while we were taking off, he taught me how to kind of use my legs and how to run and how to take the step and all of that. And then we were flying for about 20-25 minutes. I could see the horizontal mountain range. It was very beautiful. I could see the whole village and a lot of farms. And then my instructor told me that he's been doing this for 10 years. And there's this stunt that he learned. And he's only performed it with 13 people. And he asked me if I wanted to. I was like, of course, let's go for it. Basically, land, but we take 360-degree turns against the gravity. So we're going this way, and we'll be going really fast, like really fast. And since we're going against gravity, there are it'll feel like a very short experience of how astronauts land. And I mean, it sounded exciting, so I did it. And when I tell you, it was one of the best things that I've done till date. And if you go to Wales, please go and ask them, especially if it's possible to try this out. The second best experience that I've had was on my trek to Sarpas. On the first day, I met these people, a group of 5 people. You guys know who you are, and I became really good friends with them. And this girl and I, we were sharing a room on the ground floor, and we couldn't sleep around 11:30 or 12 at night, and both of us just randomly decided that let's just go out on a walk. And this walk turned out to be a whole adventure into the mountains, two girls alone, and it was very scary. And at one point we met this dog, and he scared us a lot, but it was a lot of fun, and it was something on my bucket list. I'll make another video on it and tell you guys like a story time kind of thing. Something very scary but also very cool that happened with us. But yeah, I'll save that for another video. So these are my two best experiences. So I think those are all the questions there. But if you have any other questions, just feel free to DM me, comment anywhere. These are all my social media. And don't forget to follow me, please subscribe to my channel, and yeah, comment any video that you want me to make or something that you want me to do. And I hope I haven't missed any questions. If you watched the whole video, thank you so much, and I think I'll see you guys in my next vlog.